Hey friends, welcome back to your Benefit Buddy, your go-to place for clear, honest updates about your benefits. So, something unusual happened recently. Millions of people on Social Security got an email straight from the Social Security Administration. But this wasn't just a routine update. It made a pretty bold claim that got a lot of people talking. The email said that under President Trump's new law called the One Big Beautiful Bill, most Americans would no longer have to pay federal taxes on their Social Security benefits. Hey, what? That sounds huge, right? Naturally, a lot of folks were confused. So today, we're going to walk you through what really changed, who this affects, and what it all means for your wallet. Because while it sounds like a big win, there are some important details you need to know. And before we get into it, let me ask you, did you get that email? Did it make you pause and wonder, is this real? Tell us in the comments. If you find this kind of straight-to-the-point explanation helpful, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us keep bringing you updates you can count on. So what actually happened? On July 3rd, the Social Security Administration sent out that email. They praised a new law signed by President Trump on July 4th. They called it a major change, saying that almost 90% of seniors won't have to pay federal taxes on their benefits anymore. Sounds great, right? But here's the truth. That 90% number? It's technically correct, but kind of misleading. Why? Because the new law doesn't cancel the Social Security tax. It just gives a temporary tax deduction. That's very different. What's this new deduction? Starting in 2025, people aged 65 or older can claim $6,000 off their taxable income if filing alone. $12,000 for couples filing together, but here's the catch. This only applies if your income is under $75,000. If your income is above that, the deduction starts to shrink, and it goes away completely once you hit $175,000 or $250,000. So yes, this can lower your taxable income, which might reduce or erase the taxes on your Social Security benefits. But this is big, the basic rules for taxing Social Security benefits didn't change. They're still using the same old income thresholds. $25,000 for single filers, $32,000 for couples. Those numbers haven't been updated since the 1980s. So if your income goes above those levels, your benefits can still be taxed, just like before. This new deduction just gives you a little extra breathing room. Who really benefits? Now here's where things get tricky. The SSA said 90% won't pay taxes, but that includes people who already didn't pay taxes on benefits, people who will now qualify for this deduction. So in reality, more than 60% of seniors already didn't pay taxes. The new law bumps that number up to 88%, but the ones who benefit the most, not the very poorest, and not the richest. It's actually middle-income seniors who will feel this the most. Is this permanent? Nope. This tax break is temporary, set to end after 2028. Unless Congress extends it, the old system will return in full force. And since the core Social Security tax rules haven't changed, those old rules will just snap back into place when the deduction ends. Will this hurt Social Security's future? Here's something most people don't know. Part of Social Security's funding comes from taxing benefits. That rule started in 1983 to help support the program. Now, fewer people will be paying those taxes at least for a few years. That means less money going into the system. A top budget group said this bill might actually cause Social Security to run short of funds 1 year earlier in 2032 instead of 2033. That may not sound like much, but when we're talking about retirement for millions of Americans, even 1 year matters. Why did they do this? Well, this goes back to President Trump's campaign promises. He's long said he wants to get rid of taxes on Social Security over time. Tips. This bill is a way to show progress, even if it's not a full fix. And for many voters, especially older ones, even a small step sends a big message. We hear you, and we're trying to help. But not everyone's happy. Some people felt the SSA's email was too political. It didn't read like the usual government message. In fact, some seniors thought it was a scam at first. That's how unusual it was. And if you're under 65s, like folks on disability or survivors benefits, you don't get this deduction. Also, if you're very low income, you likely already weren't paying taxes, so this won't help you much either. Bottom line, this law mainly helps the middle. And that's not necessarily bad, it's just worth knowing. What should you do now? If you're 65 plus and your adjusted gross income is under $75,000, you'll likely get this deduction starting in 2025. This might mean less tax on your Social Security, or no tax at all during the years 2025 to 2028. If you're under 65, or if your income is too high or too low, this probably doesn't affect you. So it's smart too. Check your income levels. Talk to a tax preparer or advisor. Stay informed. Final thoughts from your benefit buddy. So, yes, the SSA email was real, not a scam. But it oversimplified what the bill actually does. It gives a temporary tax break. It's not a full tax repeal. It expires in a few years. Still, it's a step especially for middle-income seniors. And as we head into election season, expect to hear more about Social Security and tax changes. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. Already looked into this? Share what you found. It might help someone else. And hey, if you made it to the end, thank you. I try to keep these updates easy, useful, and honest. So if you want more clear info like this, hit that subscribe button and follow your benefit buddy. Until next time, stay informed, stay safe, and take care of yourself.